The Legendary Kyōhachiryū and Its Founder. Welcome to Nippon Tribe. Today we delve into the history of the sword-fighting styles featured in the hit Netflix series Last Samurai Standing, Ikusagami. This is the tale of the legendary school known as Kyohachiryū, or Kurama Hachiryū, the 8 schools of Kyoto, Kurama, which colored the history of swordsmanship from the late Heian period through the Kamakura period. When tracing the lineage of Japanese sword arts, we inevitably arrive at a mysterious source, Kyohachiryū. It is the legendary martial art considered the origin of 8 sword schools passed down in the capital. The founder of this lineage was Kiichi Hōgen. Though his name is sometimes written as Kitsuji Hōgen, he is traditionally said to have been an Onmyōji priest, a master of both the literary and martial arts, who resided in Ichijo Horikawa in Kyoto. Kiichi Hōgen, the occult master and the stolen scroll. Hōgen's knowledge extended far beyond mere swordsmanship. He was considered the foremost strategist of his time, possessing the secret military treatise from ancient China, the Liu Tao San Lüe, 6 secret teachings and 3 strategies. It was an incident involving this highly secret military text that changed the course of Japanese history. The young heir of the Minamoto clan, Ushiwakamaru, later known as Minamoto no Yoshitsune, was entrusted to Kurama Temple. The theft of wisdom, Ushiwakamaru's ambition. In the Tale of the Heike, written in the early Kamakura period, Ushiwakamaru is described as a disciple of the temple's Ajari priest, diligently honing his skills under the guidance of a Tengu, mountain spirit, dwelling on Mount Kurama. In contrast, Gikeki, the Chronicle of Yoshitsune, a military epic focusing on Yoshitsune and his strategies, records an episode where Yoshitsune learns that Kitsuji Hōgen possesses the legendary Liu Tao military strategy, a book famous throughout the land. Determined to acquire it, Yoshitsune seeks out Hōgen directly. This book was a legendary military text said to have been read by Tai Gongwang Lu Shang, who guided King Wu of Zhou, and Zhang Liang, who supported Qin Shi Huang. Reading it supposedly granted superhuman abilities like running up an 8-foot wall to ascend to the heavens, and climbing bamboo to soar through the void. Facing such a powerful text, Yoshitsune pleaded with Kitsuji Hōgen, saying, "The Liu Tao strategy is invaluable, but it holds the power to change history. Please lend it to me." Hogen, however, refused him outright. Absolutely not. Yoshitsune, recognizing the power Kiichi Hōgen wielded, decided to steal the military strategy to achieve his own cherished goal, the restoration of the Minamoto clan. Ushiwakamaru developed a relationship with Hogen's daughter, Minazuru Hime, and with her help, he snuck into the storehouse where the secret text was hidden late at night. The Gikkeiki states that Yoshitsune deliberately befriended the daughter to steal the Liu Tao. He spent his days copying the text and his nights practicing its contents. After about 4 months, he is recorded to have mastered the teachings, gaining superhuman powers capable of changing the course of history. The true identity of Kurama Tengu, birth of the 8 schools. Yet it is unlikely that Kiichi Hōgen, revered as a god of swordsmanship, was unaware of young Ushiwakamaru's plot. This story would later be widely recounted as Yoshitsune's tale of success, where Hōgen saw through Ushiwakamaru's ambition, putting him through a trial while deliberately imparting the secret to him. This dramatic teacher-disciple relationship captivated people, particularly in Joruri plays like Kiichi Hōgen's Sanryaku no Maki. The strikingly similar plot, guidance from the Kurama Tengu in the Tale of the Heike versus studying the stolen Liu Tao in Gikkeiki, has led many to believe that the Kurama Tengu's true identity was Kitsuji Hōgen. Parallel to this clandestine drama, Kiichi Hōgen is said to have imparted the essence of the sword to 8 monks at Kurama-dera. The theory that the Kurama Tengu who taught Ushiwakamaru the art of war was Kiichi Hōgen symbolizes his status as a master of superhuman martial arts. It is believed that he transmitted his swordsmanship to the 8 monks at Kurama-dera, where the techniques were refined and completed as the Kyōhachiryū. The sword techniques passed down to these 8 monks became the source of the Kyōhachiryū, which in turn formed the foundation for many later schools, such as the Yoshioka-ryu, who famously fought Miyamoto Musashi, and the modern Kurama-ryu, shaping the history of Japanese swordsmanship. The specific techniques of Kyōhachiryū are lost, its lineage shrouded in the mists of legend. However, the drama involving Kiichi Hōgen's strategic and swordsmanship wisdom and the ambition of the young hero who stole it continues to cast a sharp light on the depths of the Japanese martial spirit and its storytelling tradition. In fact, the Gikkeiki includes a scene where Kitsuji reveals his identity to Yoshitsune in the form of a Tengu, declaring, "It was I who disguised myself as a Tengu on Mount Kurama and taught you the art of war." Kurama Temple, the god who descended from Venus. So, who exactly was this Kitsuji Hōgen, the Kurama Tengu? Kurama-dera Temple was founded in Hoki 1, 770 AD. It is said to have begun when Gante, a disciple of the monk Ganjin from Todaiji Temple in Nara, was guided by a dream to Kurama, where he encountered a statue of Bishamonten and built a small hermitage. However, Kurama-dera holds an astonishing legend. 6.5 million years ago, a deity named Goho Mao's son, protector king of the Dharma, or Sanat Kumara, descended to the land of Kurama from the planet Venus. Mount Kurama is also known as the birthplace of Reiki, a healing technique now spread worldwide. Its founder, Usui Mikao, through training in this sacred spot, discovered the cosmic life energy, the force of Reiki, and established its system. Goho Mao's son transcends the mere framework of traditional deities, representing the very source of the cosmic energy dwelling on Mount Kurama. To modern Reiki practitioners, this deity remains a profoundly revered sacred being connected to the origin of life itself. The Global Nexus, Reiki, Kabbalah, and the Dravidians. Sanat Kumara appears in Indian Hindu tradition as an eternally young sage. This suggests that a strong international fusion of religious beliefs existed at Kurama Dera from ancient times. Kurama Dera features engravings of the hexagram, Star of David, a symbol also associated with Israel, and the clothing of the Karasu Tengu, Crow Tengu, bears resemblance to Jewish priestly vestments. It was truly a worldwide crossroads of religious culture. Furthermore, a secret esoteric Buddhist ritual called the Fifth Full Moon Night Ceremony was performed at Kurama Dera since the Heian period. It was found to be remarkably similar to an all-night ritual connected to the Upanishads in India, and was officially made public in 1947. Moreover, the principal deity of Kurama Dera, Bishamonten, is identified with Kubera, the Indian god of wealth and treasure. Kubera is the king of nature spirits known as the Yakshas and is closely tied to the ancient Indian Dravidian people who held an animistic worldview. It is this Dravidian people who are theorized to have established the Indus Valley civilization. A hypothesis exists that their eastward diffusion led them to interact with Japan's Jomon people and the Azumo clan. Was Yoshitsune chosen to change history? Given this background, the land of Kurama is considered a nexus where the world's secret rituals and esoteric arts converged. The entity who inherited these secrets is believed to be the Kurama Tengu equals Kitsuji Hogen. This leads to the startling possibility that Yoshitsune was not merely found by chance as a child, but was intentionally chosen to change the course of history. In our next episode, we will offer an in-depth analysis of the ancient bloodline history and the deep connections of faith inherited at Kurama Dera.